Welcome to The Explainer. We're diving right in today because we are embarking on a virtual expedition to one of Arizona's most breathtaking, honestly almost unreal destinations. We're talking about a place where bright, vibrant waters carve their way through ancient red rock, creating a landscape that genuinely looks like a painting. But as beautiful as it is, this isn't a place you just stumble upon. It takes some serious planning, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
Okay, let's jump right into the roadmap for today. We'll be covering Section 1, the desert's turquoise oasis, Section 2, securing your golden ticket, Section 3, the 10-mile desert trek, Section 4, exploring the waterfalls, and finally Section 5, packing, preparation, and respect.
Starting things off with Section 1, the desert's turquoise oasis, discovering the Grand Canyon's hidden gem.
So where exactly is this desert oasis? Now you hear Grand Canyon region in northern Arizona, and your brain probably jumps straight to the national park, right? But here's the fascinating thing. Havasu Falls is tucked away in a super remote area that is entirely separate. It is definitely not part of Grand Canyon National Park. It exists in its own distinct, secluded pocket of the desert landscape. It's so remote, in fact, it's literally one of the last places in the country where mail is still delivered by mule. Crazy, right?
And the absolute lifeblood of this entire area is Havasu Creek. The water here isn't just regular blue, it is a striking, vivid turquoise. This brilliantly illustrates what happens when water has an extremely high mineral content. As this mineral-rich water flows through the canyon, it feeds a series of spectacular waterfalls, giving you this mind-blowing visual pop against that harsh, dry desert backdrop.
But perhaps the most crucial geographical fact to wrap our heads around is that this oasis is located on and managed entirely by the Havasupai Reservation. We are talking about sovereign indigenous land here. So when you visit, you aren't just hitting up a park, you are stepping right into a community's home.
Which brings us to Section 2, securing your golden ticket, planning and permits.
So the crucial point here is that a permit is an absolute, non-negotiable must-have. You've got to use the official Havasupai reservation system. There are no loopholes whatsoever. And listen, there are absolutely no day trips allowed. You can't just hike in and out in an afternoon. You are committing to a multi-day stay. And because folks from all over the planet want to see this, these permits sell out incredibly fast when they drop each year. You literally have to be at your computer ready to pounce.
Now, when you're trying to snag that permit, choosing your travel window is a huge deal. Think about the comparison here. Spring and fall, those are generally considered your sweet spots. You get moderate temperatures, beautifully flowing falls, and slightly fewer crowds. Compare that to the summer. Sure, the water feels amazing for a swim, but that desert hike-in is scorching hot. Plus, late summer brings the monsoon season, which means very real, very dangerous flash flood risks. Always check the conditions.
All right, let's say you've secured that permit. Now we hit Section 3, the 10-mile desert trek, earning the oasis.
10 to 12. That is the total number of miles you're going to be hiking from the second you leave your car to the moment you finally get to drop your pack at the campground. That is a massive distance, especially when you are carrying your entire survival kit on your back.
Let's map out how this route builds step by step. You start at Step 1, the trailhead at Hualapai Hilltop. From there, it's a huge, mostly downhill descent, which, spoiler alert, means a grueling uphill climb on the way out. Step 2 is hitting Supai Village, roughly 8 miles in. And finally, for Step 3, you push another couple of miles past the village to actually reach the Havasupai campground.
Keep in mind exactly what you're walking into. The trail conditions are rocky, dusty, and completely exposed. We're talking zero shade. Your absolute biggest enemies out there are the weight of your pack and the extreme heat. That's exactly why veteran hikers start this trek ridiculously early in the morning, sometimes well before the sun even comes up, just to survive the elements and avoid those peak daytime temperatures. But then you arrive. Moving on to Section 4, exploring the waterfalls, the ultimate reward.
You drop that impossibly heavy pack, wipe the dust off your face, and quickly realize Havasu Falls is actually just one piece of an incredible puzzle. Havasu Creek feeds a whole series of cascading drops. You've got Navajo Falls, the iconic Havasu Falls, the massive and kind of intimidating Mooney Falls, and the gorgeous tiered pools of Beaver Falls. Each one has its own totally distinct personality and flow.
Now what's really interesting about this is the visual payoff. It's a scene that honestly feels completely unreal. You've got this elixir-like, highly mineralized, bright blue water clashing right up against those ancient deep red canyon walls.
It's the exact moment where all those blisters and the sweat suddenly feel 100% worth it.
Of course, to enjoy these falls for a few days, you need a place to crash. Most folks use the Havasu campground, which is perfectly nestled right between Havasu and Mooney Falls. It's a first-come, first-served setup within that permitted area, so you claim your spot when you arrive. Alternatively, there is the Supai Village Lodge back in the village, but keep in mind it has extremely limited availability and you have to book it entirely separately from the camping permits.
Which brings us to our final and arguably most vital chapter, Section 5, Packing, Preparation, and Respect, being a good guest.
Let's do a quick run-through of the survival checklist. You're going to need massive amounts of water and electrolytes. You absolutely need gear that's super durable but incredibly lightweight because every ounce feels like 10 pounds by mile 8. You need intense sun protection, swimwear, water shoes for the rocky creek beds, and all your own meals. But pay special attention to the absolute need for trash bags. You literally must bring your own bags to pack out every single wrapper, bottle, and scrap of waste you generate.
And here is exactly why packing out your trash is so absolutely crucial. You are a guest of the Havasupai tribe. You're walking right through their backyard and relying entirely on their infrastructure. That demands a level of reverence that goes way, way beyond your typical hiking etiquette.
Respecting the land, the culture, and the community isn't just a suggestion, it's a requirement. You have to follow all posted rules and guidelines without exception. Do not disturb the wildlife, do not deface the natural features, and be super respectful and considerate when you're taking photos or interacting with locals. The golden rule here? Leave absolutely no trace that you were ever there.
When you put the whole shebang together, the grueling physical exertion of the hike, the profound quiet of the canyon, the immense respect for the tribal land, and the thunderous, colorful reward of the waterfalls, you realize something pretty profound. Like our source material so beautifully puts it, the journey becomes just as meaningful as the destination. It's an entire experience that fundamentally changes you and stays with you long after you've hiked back up that canyon wall.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought today. Seeing those turquoise waters in person is hands down one of the greatest wonders of the American Southwest. But it asks something of you in return. So are you willing to put in the immense effort, the rigorous planning, and the deep patience required to earn this unforgettable adventure? If the answer is yes, well, it's time to start preparing. Thanks so much for exploring this incredible landscape with me in today's Explainer.